ever feel like to make a real difference, you need this huge, massive organization? Well, today, we're going to unpack a source that completely flips that idea on its head. In this explainer, we're diving into the powerful principles of community from John Mallinson's classic book, The Small Group Leader. Right out of the gate, Mallison makes this incredibly bold claim. He says, the most powerful engine for change isn't some giant auditorium, but a small, dedicated group of people. And look, this idea goes way beyond the church. It's a direct challenge to that bigger is always better mindset we all have. So what is it that makes these little groups so powerful anyway? And this is where it gets really interesting, right? This quote from Fidel Castro, it just shows you that this isn't about one specific context. It's a universal strategy. Whether you're talking about a church, a company, or even a revolution, the smartest leaders have always known that real lasting change starts with a small, focused, and totally committed team. But don't think this is some modern management fad or a new productivity hack. Nope, this is an ancient blueprint. It's a strategy for connection that's woven deep into human history, and its legacy, well, it goes back thousands and thousands of years. I mean, the staying power of this model is just incredible. You can trace it back to Jesus, who didn't focus on the huge crowds, but on a diverse group of 12. And get this, they were chosen for their availability, not their ability. Then, the early church built on that exact model, meeting in homes, creating these really deep bonds. Fast forward centuries later to the chaos of 18th century England, and you see Methodist class meetings becoming these engines of renewal. The takeaway here is so clear. This model is absolutely timeless, and it just works. Okay, so we've seen why small groups are so powerful, but what about the how? How do you actually make one thrive? What are those essential ingredients? Let's break down the mechanics that turn a simple get-together into a truly vital, life-changing community. It all starts with a super simple, practical question. We keep saying small groups, but what does that really mean? How small is small enough to actually be effective, but, still big enough to have some energy? Just think about it for a second. What number pops into your head? The ideal upper limit? It's 12. Once you get past that number, something fundamental just breaks. Meaningful participation becomes almost impossible, and the whole dynamic of the group starts to shift, and not for the better. But hey, this isn't just some random number pulled out of a hat. There's actually a mathematical reason for it. And the reason is simple math. As a group grows, the number of possible relationships just explodes. I mean, look at this chart. With 4 people, you have 12 connections. Totally manageable. But with 20 people, you've got 380. There's no way you can maintain deep, meaningful connections with that much complexity. So the key takeaway is that keeping a group at 12 or under keeps that complexity in check, which allows real trust to actually form. Now, beyond just the size, a group that's really going to thrive needs direction. Mallison lays out these 4 essential goals. It starts with worship, and that just means being centered on a shared purpose. Then comes community, building that real interdependence. Third is nurture, where everyone is actively helping each other grow. And finally, mission, a focus on serving the world outside the group. This 4-part structure is brilliant because it makes sure the group is looking both inward to support its members and outward to make a real impact. And here are a few more practical keys that make all the difference. It's about the environment, right? Meeting informally, meeting regularly to build that momentum. And it's also about the mindset, planning for growth, leading by empowering others, and always making sure that whatever you're discussing connects back to real life. That last one is crucial. What's so amazing about this model is its incredible flexibility. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution at all. It's more like a blueprint that you can adapt for almost any community or any purpose you can possibly imagine. This slide just shows that adaptability perfectly. On one hand, you have a contact group. It's super low commitment, all about friendship, no strings attached. On the other, you have a growth group, which is for long-term, deep study and accountability. See? It's the same core principle, just tailored to a totally different goal. And the possibilities here are just endless. You've got nurture groups for beginners, recovery groups for helping people through trauma, even orientation groups for welcoming newcomers into an organization. Each and every one uses the power of a small community to meet a very specific human need. There's a key concept that really runs through all of this, and it's this Greek idea of koinonia. Now, this isn't just about showing up to a meeting once a week. It's about a true partnership, a shared life, a deep, caring fellowship where people are genuinely invested in each other. That quality, right there, is what makes these groups truly transformative. And if koinonia is the ancient Greek concept, check this out. This Indonesian phrase, gotong royong, is like its modern echo. It literally means carrying the load together. I mean, how perfect is that? It just beautifully captures that whole essence of mutual support and shared burdens that makes these groups actually work. And that really brings us to the final question, the one for you. Whether it's in your family, your workplace, or your community, just think about the challenges you're facing. Think about the goals you want to achieve. What load, right now, is too heavy for one person to carry alone? And who are the few people you could gather to help you carry it together?